Hi book besties and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't noticed, I have new hair, so I have a fringe, but I do have some pre-filmed videos, so if my videos switch between me having curtain bangs and a full fringe, just roll with it. Just pretend I just they're all filmed at the same time, okay? I want to do a little reading vlog. So I am a sucker for starting a series and not finishing them. I think most of the series I have started are interconnected standalones. So obviously like romantasy series that I'm in the middle of, barring Zodiac Academy, I am like up to date almost with, so like Powerless, Fourth being like the Imperium, Akatar. But interconnected standalones, I don't know why, I mean, I suppose there is a couple that obviously are series that haven't finished yet, but I want to prioritise finishing series that I've started. So I want to take down my TBR, especially like my physical, because I have quite a lot of physical series that I've started and I've just not continued. So I do keep a list in my phone of like series and stuff, so I'm quite organised with stuff like that, just not with reading them. The first one I'm doing, I think the series is called Dance with My Demons by Steph Macker. So this is like a secret society. Obviously, if you've not read any of the series, like the books before, guys, and you are wanting to, I'm gonna try to do this as spoiler free as I can of the books that I'm reading, but I might reference back to the books that I've read before, because obviously, like I said, we are finishing series I'm in the middle of. So by Steph Macker. So this is one that I am audiobooking whilst reading, because when I do an audiobook I like to read it at the same time, just because I find it goes in better. Sometimes when I'm doing just audiobook, I will like not switch off, but I don't know how to explain it. I just struggle to like take it in. Do you know, like when someone reads out something to you, or like they're reading a really long text message from someone? I don't know why my brain just struggles to take it in, but like if you were to tell me that text message verbatim but not read it, it's all going in. So I don't really know how my brain works. Probably just doesn't work at all. But anyway, this is the book I am currently in the middle of. So this is Ravage, Steph Macker. This is book 3 in the series. So this is like Secret Society, Why I Choose, which I'm obsessed with. It's a full cast audiobook too. Like I would highly recommend, like if you're wanting to read these books, I do really think you need to do the audiobooks. I don't think the books will do it justice. Like in my personal opinion, book 1 I rated 4-star, and I think had I not audiobooked it, because of like the plot and stuff, I think I would have only rated it like a 2-star, and that's just in my opinion. I think, but because I did the audiobook, it just made it 10 times better. And then book 2 was a 5-star for me, and I feel like book 3 is going to be a 5-star. I've been putting this off a little while because book 4 has just come out now. So Exile's just come out, but I don't think it's on Audible until the end of October, I think. And like I said, I really want to audiobook it, so I'm doing this now, but that's why I've been putting it off, just because the last one's audio is not out. And also my friend said the cliffhanger, like they all end on cliffhangers, and the cliffhanger for this apparently is like diabolical. My friend Jess was absolutely sobbing at this, and so it makes me not ready, which is why I put it off. But now I feel like I could do with a good cry. Like I've not had a book that's made me cry for, actually no, that's a lie, because last week I finished Keeping 13. I'm just lying all over the place. But I'm ready for another book to make me cry, so I'm ready for this. This is what I'm audiobooking at the moment. In my personal opinion, you are a little bit confused as the books are not going on, like as you're reading. Like the first book, it was very confusing. Like it was Secret Society, but you don't really know what's going on. In book 2, you learn a lot more about the Secret Society. Obviously there's some like secrets and stuff, and then obviously they like both aim on cliffhangers. And then in this one, obviously you're learning a little bit more, and it's turning it more into like a Why I Choose. So the first book is, so there's 3 male main characters, and I'd say sort of like going on in the books it becomes more why choose as you go on. It is, yeah, I'm loving this so far. I'm not very far into it. I'm only 17%, so I've got they're not like huge books. I've only got like 3.5 hours left, and I listen on 2 times speed, guys, because otherwise my reading speed, it's just too slow otherwise, and I'm like, ugh, if I was just doing audiobook, then I'd probably do 1 speed. But anyway, this is what I'm reading at the moment, and yeah. So Ravage update, I am 23% in. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so we're getting a little bit more of Damon's point of view currently, and do you know what, I'm actually really enjoying him. Like, I hated him in the first book. The second book I was a bit like indifferent, and now, you know, he's got some witty one-liners. Like, I'm okay with him. Like, maybe by the end of the book I might even really enjoy him, like I did with Gray and Theo, who are the other 2 male main characters, and we have Avery, who is our FMC. But I'm enjoying Damon now. Like, guys, I am 65% in. Obviously I have the audiobook in. I can't cope. Why Choose is slowly starting to become my best. I'm gonna take this off because I like hear myself echoing. One of my best tropes. And at first Gray was very jealous about like Avery liking Theo, so like in the last book, and now he's just feasted, shall we say, on Avery, and he says Theo should have a taste, and then he spits her juices into Theo's mouth. Morning, guys. Well, it's morning for me. I actually finished Ravage last night. It ended on a big cliffhanger. There was like 2 sort of like plot twists. One of them I did see coming. I think just from reading other books I just figured it out, and the other one I didn't, and it was a shock. I didn't cry or anything, luckily, but I can't wait to read the next one. I'll find out like once. I'm sorry. So the next book of the series I was going to continue was going to be Fearful by Lauren Roberts, which is the latest novella in the Powerless trilogy. But I read a little bit and I was really struggling to get into it, so I think I'm just going to hold off on that for now. And I'm going to, well, let me tell you what I did pick up actually. It was a continuation. I did read Powerless by Elsie Silver, but I didn't film anything because I was reading it on my Kindle, so I could do it like on the train because I went out. I enjoyed it, but I feel like I didn't get invested in Jasper and Sloane as much as I did with like Cade and Willa and Summer and Rhett, like in Flawless and Heartless. So I only gave it like a 3.5, but I feel like the series as a whole is going to be like god tier. But obviously I've got 2 more books left. I just love Elsie Silver though, like she writes the best spice. But I will give my full thoughts in my reading wrap up, because obviously I didn't film this for this vlog. But the next book I am going to pick up finally, I'm going to take the stick off in a sec, is The Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore. This has been a really anticipated release, and when it came out I thought I was going to read it quickly, but I just haven't got around to it. Also sprayed edge, but Annie and Mac's story is something I have been really anticipating. I'm going to swap hands because this arm's really aching for some reason. Yeah, so I've been really anticipating their story. You see snippets from them throughout the whole series, and they have this sort of like hate banter relationship. I'm not really sure what's gone on or what is going on there, but they obviously like each other, but they're obviously like pretending they don't. So I'm intrigued to find out. So it says, an owner of her beloved gingerbread bakery, Annie Andrews should have a love life to match her business, sugary and sweet. But instead, she's locked in a battle of wills with the irritatingly upbeat bar owner down the street. Mac Sullivan has everything he wants except the girl he dreams of. Okay.
It's easier to argue with Annie than get her to talk to him, but with Jeannie and Logan's wedding coming up, they're about to spend a lot more time together. As the snowflakes fall and with romance in the air, will Annie see that the one she loves to hate might just be her perfect match after all? I bloody hope so, but it's not too long, so it's like a cute little read. So I've got about 3 hours left of the book I'm currently reading, which is an arc, and then I'm gonna either start this or hopefully I can get this finished, but it is 1:30 in the afternoon already, and I do want to transfer my tabs over to this, which will probably take like an hour. So we will see. I might be able to get at least half of this done today, and then I can finish it tomorrow evening, but we'll see, guys. We'll see. So I decided to finish my arc tomorrow, and just go ahead and start the gingerbread bakery, which I am not very far in, like 25 pages. So it seems that Annie and Mac have obviously had not like a love-hate relationship, like a they obviously didn't like each other growing up, and then I suppose in like what we would call secondary school, Annie obviously thought that Mac was like cute or whatever, but she was like, oh, no, like it's what it is. And then obviously in like teens and stuff, he thought that she was like cute, and I guess it's a case of that they both sort of like each other, but also low-key don't or won't admit it. And from what I'm gathering, so it keeps going from past to present, like then and now, and from what I'm gathering is that something happened. I'm assuming it's going to be a miscommunication. You know how I feel about miscommunication, but I'm hoping as long as it's done right, it's like, it's not terrible. But I'm assuming that something happened, so like maybe they went out one night or something, and I'm assuming that Annie thinks that Mac did something that like either showed he doesn't like her, or he's like having her on, or something like that, but she's taken it the wrong way. So he didn't mean whatever he said or did, and she's took it a completely different way. That's my guess. We will see as I go on. The cover is so pretty. The only thing I will say is obviously most books like you read and stuff are like either first person or like dual POV first person, and all of these books are third person. Now it's done very well, like you don't notice it as much, but going from completely first persons to third person is always very weird when you haven't read it in a while. I have read book before where it just doesn't make sense. Like, do you know what, one book that I actually hate, like I love the book, but in ACOTAR, obviously the first 3 books are Feyre's point of view, and I think we get Reason's point of view, maybe like bonus chapter, I can't remember, but regardless you get first person POV. Then in A Court of Frost and Starlight, the little novella, Feyre and Reason, you get first person POV, and then when it talks about Cassian and Nesta, it goes third person, and then obviously A Court of Silver Flames is all in third person, and I don't get that. Why do we get first person POV for Reason and Feyre, but not for Nesta and Cassian? Like, I don't understand that. Yeah, that seemed weird to me. Right, quick car chats part. Just my thoughts on the Gingerbread Bakery. 3-star, but all of the books in the series were 3-star for me. I think now that I've read other books that are like obviously better in my opinion, I think they just don't hit. I think if you're looking for like a fluffy, cute filler romance, I think they're perfect. But for me, it was just like I found myself, I liked the story. I really liked Annie and Mac's story. I'm glad we got theirs, but I'm just like, it was like a bit of a chore to get through. Like I found myself towards the end like, oh, like is this gonna be over soon? Do you know what I mean? Like, just, oh come on, like I've only got a little bit left, like come on, let's just do it. And yeah, that's not a good sign.
Okay, this is the second book that we are picking up, guys. So Fearful by Lauren Roberts. This is the latest novella in the Powerless series. So obviously we had so all of the books were very well, so most of the books I highly rated. So we had obviously Powerless. So Powerless, it follows Payden, who is an ordinary, so she's basically a person with no powers, and she's living in this world of elites, so basically people with powers, and people that don't have powers, because they think they're like, well, they've been told that they're like diseased and stuff like that. And then we have Kaya, who is very, very powerful elite, and Payden is basically thrust into like these trials, and it's like an enemies to lovers banter. It's a YA, but I know like a lot of people don't read books that have no spice, but it doesn't need spice. Like the yearning is one of the best I've ever encountered in a book. Like I think it's probably like my favourite yearning book, and the banter is like top tier as well, and Kaizo is just the perfect specimen of a man. And then we had Powerful, which was like a little novella, and Reckless, which I thought was kind of like not a filler book, but like I was like about it, you know. It was a 3-star. And then we have Fearless, which I absolutely loved. And then we've got Fearful. So Powerless and Powerful you can like tandem read, and then you can tandem read this apparently with Fearless as well. Obviously I've already read Fearless, I'm not going to read it again, just to tandem read the little novella. But at the end of Fearless, obviously if you've read it, there, I don't want to do like obviously the big spoiler, but there was these characters at the end, so Mara, and I don't know if there was another character. Yeah, I don't know if there was another character, or but this is to do with like Death and Mara, and this is like very much Kit's little novella. Now I am not a Kit lover, guys, and I know that that's very controversial. Not very controversial, but I said it's like half the fandom love Kit and half do not like it, and I'm the ones that don't like it. At the start I really loved Kit, like in the first book, but unfortunately obviously as the books go on I just don't like him anymore. And I think I know a lot of Kit lovers were hoping this was going to be like a redemption type arc, and I think people were disappointed that it's not. Obviously I've not read it yet, so I don't really know what's going on, but yeah, I have been putting this off. I tried to read a couple pages and I really struggled, so I put it down because I was like, I'm not feeling it at the moment. But now I do kind of want to read it and get up to date with it. So this just follows Mara and Kit are like the main characters, I suppose. And there's something to do with death. I don't know if like Mara is death or something like that. I don't really know who Mara is either, guys. So yeah, I am 24 pages in, so I've not actually read that much yet. But I'm excited to see where it's going, like to go, and whether I'm gonna love it or not. I think at the time the other novella Powerful, I think I rated it a 4-star, I want to say, but looking back I probably would up my rating to a 5-star, just because of how much it made me feel. But yeah, I will give you guys updates as and when I have them for this book. Okay guys, I'm here with the bunchies today. I feel like I need to give you an update because the last time I'd filmed I'd finished Gingerbread Bakery. Also new nails. I film obviously sporadically, so my nails do change, but this is what I'm repping at the minute. Anyway, I digress. So I did pick up Fearful, so because it was the last book on my November TBR and I wanted to just get through, which means I'd done all 8 books, and I rated it a 2-star. I love the Powerless series, but the Fearful just, it's like one of those things, do you know where it's like, oh, this meeting could have been an email? That's what it felt like. That's the vibes it was giving. And I actually left the book feeling more confused than when I started the book. I wasn't really sure what was going on. I don't know if I didn't enjoy it as much because I'm not a Kit lover, but I was just left confused. Like, this Mara person who's meant to be Death was in it, and then you had Kit, and it was just really weird. It kept going from first person Kit's POV to third person for Mara's, and it was just very strange, and I wasn't feeling it. But yeah, obviously I'm trying to get through series that I've started, and also like my physical TBR as well. So I've just read, what did I just read? The Right Move. I just read The Right Move, guys, and it was
5 stars. Like, it fucking has brought me back, and I definitely needed something to do that, because the Fearful just didn't fucking hit. So I started The Right Move, and yeah, I just finished that today. So it's taken me a few days because I was doing audiobooks in the evenings, and I was really busy this week. And Ryan Shea, the man you are, I just can't cope yet. I will I will speak more about it later, but I am just loving it. This is a very chaotic vlog. I'm now doing an arc, so I don't know if I'm going to put all these videos together, or because obviously this is my TBR takedown, but technically I suppose it's on my TBR, is it now? But I'm now doing an arc, Dragon Found, I want to say. I'll put it up here, but I have like the arc thing for it, but it's like all 3 books, which is a little bit annoying because it's all in one. It doesn't have a page count either, so the whole book is like 24 hours, but it's not 24 hours because I've got 3 books. But it's like a dragon fantasy, and it's a why choose. It's got like dragon riders, by the way. It's not like the dragons like thing, you know. But it's a why choose dragon fantasy. Excuse me? Say less. As soon as I saw that, like, sign up for the arc, I was like, sign. I was like, Sophie, you need to sign up for this as well. And yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like amazing or if I'm not going to enjoy it later on, but at the moment I'm enjoying it. Okay, so oh my god, my voice. I was reading an arc, so it's called it's called Dragon Found by Sam Hall. It's like an Australian fantasy. I choose dragon, obviously. But basically, so I don't know if the last book has just come out, but basically all 3 books are on like the arc. So that's what I'm reading at the minute. I'm really enjoying it, actually. Basically, she's obviously been bonded to this dragon, which is in the blurbs, I'm not spoilers. And she is betrothed to the prince so that their dragons can mate, basically. But the king and queen are like, your dragon is too small, you ain't being betrothed, like my dragon is gonna have another daughter, and then yeah, basically we do that. So you can go in like the riders quadrant, like I say riders quadrant, that's like a thing, the riders sector, and train to be a dragon rider. Bear in mind, this is all guys in this thing, like there's no females in here. So she's obviously like, but she's like very tall, depicted as having like boyish looks, I suppose, and she's had to shave her hair because she had lice really bad. So, and then obviously this is all in the blurb, by the way. But then she's obviously going there, and now she likes these 4 guys that have basically helped her along the way. So I'm excited. I'm only like, I don't know how far in I am because it's all 3 books in one, so the percentage is all the way through the 3 books, but I think I'm about a third of the way through, judging by like the pages. But I'm really enjoying it. So I realised, guys, in the last clip I obviously was speaking about Dragon Found by Sam Hall, and I completely forgot to give you an update. So here's my final update. So I rated it a 4.5 stars, I think. What is my hair doing? It was good. It was quite missing something to make it a 5-star. I'm not sure what it was, but I had a good time reading it. It was really fun. It was obviously a why choose. There was a character in there, not part of the like situationship, but I actually hated him at first, and then I was like, actually I think I might like you now. So yeah, there was things going on. Obviously I don't want to like spoil it, but yeah, it was good. Also, do you know that, also one thing that annoys me, so obviously that's the cover I've put up on the screen, and the FMC does not look like that. She does not have long hair, she does not have silvery hair. She's said, she described, that's the word I was on about, as being like very tall and like boyish looks. That's how she is. Because of a situation at the beginning, she had to shave all of her hair off, so she's like bald. I'm pretty sure, I want to say she's got brown hair, like I'm pretty sure she doesn't have like silvery hair, like as far as I'm aware. but regardless, she doesn't have long hair, so I don't know why they've depicted her like that. I don't know, because the way I'm picturing her in my head is nothing like what's on the cover, because of how she is describing. It's not something that you can glaze over and like pretend she looks like that, because her looks and everything like that and her hair is something that is mentioned quite a bit in the series. It has quite, I mean, it's quite a big part of the plot, if you will, so you can't really like glaze over it. Like when someone says the MMC's blonde and I'm like, huh, I didn't know that. But do you know what I mean? But regardless, it was a good time and I cannot wait to continue the series. I'm having a little bit of a break and just catching up with a couple of other arcs, and obviously my December TBR, because it's almost middle of the month and I'm only on book 2, so I need to like pull my finger out. So yeah, but yeah, that was my wrap up, and I suppose that comes to the end of the vlog. I know that wasn't technically part of my physical TBR, but obviously I was vlogging and I thought I'd include that anyway. So yeah, I am continuing my TBR takedown with Saving 6. I've not been vlogging it though, but I don't have much left. I'm over halfway now, and I've not cried yet, so there's that. But I feel like, because now we're getting to like, obviously I don't know how to explain it, but throughout the book basically it's going through all of Joey and Aoife's timeline, like first year, second, third, fourth, fifth, blah 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 blah. And I think eventually by the end of the book we're going to be not up to date, but we're going to be a lot more present of when, I suppose, Binding 13 started maybe, and like that. So but yeah, I am loving this. When I was reading Johnny and Shannon's story, I wasn't invested in Joey and Aoife. More towards the end of Keeping 13, I was becoming more invested in Joey, because I was like, oh actually, and then obviously that big scene, if you know, in Keeping 13, that's when I became more of a Joey fan. And then this book has just reiterated, like, actually, like, he obviously he's got a lot of, not issues, but obviously things going on, but he's so fucking funny and I love him so much, like, poor baby. But anyway, I digress. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know that my reading vlogs are a little bit chaotic. Obviously I've not done many, and I'm hoping that as I do them I am gonna get better, so please stick with me, because I'm hoping one day I'm gonna be a bloody pro.